he led them right to the water, and they drank it.
He's a walking Hall of Famer.
Why do we ever race on a Saturday night?
Sounds like we have an item for the Dunn committee.
It won't be a sleepy race at all, I promise you that.
I can't even beat the 13-year-old. Could you imagine me trying to shift left-handed at this age? Welcome to Kevin Harvick's Happy Hour, presented by NASCAR on Fox. I'm Kevin Harvick. She's Caitlin Vincey. He's Mamba Smith.
Who owns two phones, we learned.
Yeah, he owns two phones.
One is gold.
Yeah,
one is gold.
Well, you want to tell us the reason?
I don't understand.
Why I have two phones?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because, look.
I don't understand a lot of things about you, but
I know.
this is just the most recent.
So I'm an Android user.
Okay,
Right.
Yes.
Why? Because I've always been one. I've always, like, the first Motorola, like, sliding touchscreen phone, like, I had it.
Okay.
And so I've always been an Android user, but, you know, iPhone people always make fun of Android people for being poor.
Yeah.
Even though our phone, even though the Android phone is more intuitive, it just does more. Like, iPhones are basics.
That is a big word.
Right?
We're starting
Do
out.
you know what that means?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I used it. I know what it means. I know how to use it. That's all that matters.
Okay.
And also, I got the amount of times I got turned down by girls because I would give them, we would exchange phone numbers and then I'd text them right there. And then they'd be like, your number comes up green. And they'd go from being interested to not in front of my face. And so I'm like, this is just not gonna work.
So why not just get rid of the green one?
Because I like it. It's me. I like it. And also my business partner hates texting green text as well. So he made me get an iPhone.
There you go. That's the reason behind it.
I could save you some money if you're looking to get into your budget. I mean, we can talk about your budget if you'd like.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, no. Well, I can immediately save you half on your cell phone service.
Honestly, shout out Ryan Reynolds. I got Mint Mobile on the iPhone. That thing is like...
You have Mint Mobile?
Yeah,
I have always wondered who has Mint Mobile.
I do. It works great.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've met the first person who uses it.
Yeah, Ryan's a new
Charlotte guy,
so
yeah. Do you know who Ryan Reynolds is?
No.
The actor?
Is he an actor?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Deadpool,
He's married to Blake Lively.
Never seen it.
The
What
Proposal.
else? Never seen it.
I can't. We're not even going to get into...
We're off to a good start here on episode
and I'm
62. And Kevin
so I don't want to hear anything about my
He has a jacket on
jacket
today.
on today.
The
so-
old fleece?
Yeah,
It's-
I'm old.
It's 70 degrees outside.
It's
not
starting
in
to
here.
be... It's
got up this
becoming
morning.
fall here in Charlotte.
Yeah.
It was definitely cold this morning. When
We might not ever even talk about racing today.
We may not. That's fine because we talk about the same
Yeah.
people every week. Just kidding. I'm
Yeah.
kidding. Hey, you know what this week is?
I don't know. I got a hair on my jacket.
It's Elimination Week. That's
Oh,
exciting.
Oh, yeah.
So we
I
know we
like
will
that.
have less people to talk about after Saturday.
Yeah, that
It's
is true.
For going home. All right, we have plenty to recap though after the Gateway race. You have your sips as usual. Yeah, welcome in. Here we are, episode 62.
That's crazy how many. The year is really just ripping by.
Ripping.
I feel like...
Year's almost over.
Yeah, I feel like the older I get, the faster the years go by.
That is an old.
And the more
people
gray
thing.
you get in your beard.
Yeah, I know, but I like that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that part.
Your beard's longer than your hair.
Yeah. I keep switching up. I got a haircut while I was on vacation.
He left the cruise ship to get a haircut.
Really?
It was $85 on the ship just
Mamba
to get
was on
my...
a cruise, by the way.
Sorry. It was $85 on the ship just to get my beard trimmed. And I'm like, no, I'll get
Are you
it.
going to go with the mustache for November?
Maybe for November.
Yeah.
I might. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, stay tuned on his facial hair. Okay, so I know you already interviewed Denny Hamlin, our big winner from
I did.
the weekend.
Yeah. I learned that he's really into this whole fishing thing.
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked him because I've been fascinated by that as well.
I'm really intrigued by his demeanor. He just seems so loose.
Very
and
low key.
I know it helps when the cars are running good and all those things, but since the start of the playoffs, he has just been super relaxed. And hearing him explain just why that is and his approach to the playoffs this year. Obviously, he's got a different crew chief this year, but he kind of backed up the driver's demeanor, the driver's personality, setting the tone for the team. And I think that's a lot of what we see in these playoffs. You see a lot of mistakes on pit road. You see speeding penalties. We've seen all the mistakes that we're typically seen from the guys who don't do it on a weekly basis. And then they get tense, they get uptight, their crew guys get uptight, the crew chief starts making calls. So it was interesting to hear Denny talk about that and the things that he wanted to do differently going in. And a lot of that comes with maturity. But he definitely spoke about trying to be the leader of his team and setting that tone as far as the personality and things that go with it.
He has a pretty uncanny ability to tune out distractions because we've talked about, on the course of this show, Kevin mentioned it, crew chief change, lawsuit, had another child, and it feels like he's not really missing a beat. Are you on the bandwagon or no?
You're going to get run over by it.
Are you getting run over?
Listen, you gotta speed that bandwagon up if you're gonna run over me. No, I'm not. I don't think he's a walking Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Right? He's done it in his way.
Yeah, that's a good way to put that.
Yeah, I think you gotta respect the way that he's put together his resume and his career, and he's won every big race that you could want to win. Obviously, the championship is what matters the most. I mean, if you ask him, he does a good job at being like, if we win it, we win it. If not, we don't. It's like, no, you want to win it. Like that is the entire reason why we do this, is to win that championship. So, but for him to be able to just kind of navigate that and stay in the right frame of mind, right? If you play loose, you play fast, and if you are loose in the car, you're gonna drive better. Everything doesn't feel so impactful, detrimental when it goes wrong. It seems like he's able to just kind of
I think when you grow into being the leader, you learn how to navigate life better.
Yeah.
And I don't think that just his race team. I mean, you hear him talk about things that he needs to do different, and that leads to things that he does at home, and it leads to heading out on the fishing boat, to going to the golf course, how to balance, and we talk about the circle of life on here sometimes. Being able to balance that as a driver is super difficult. You look at, the next one's going to be Connor Zillich, right? Like, how does that circle of life get balanced? Because it evolves and it changes. Eventually, you get a girlfriend, and then you get a wife, and then you start to but I'm saying then you get businesses, and then you have things that are going on, and all of a sudden you're learning more and more and more about that circle of life and how to balance it in ways that work for you. But ultimately, in the end, his seniority, his age, his maturity in life are what allows him to be the leader of his team. And there's a lot to be learned by a lot of drivers and people that are watching in how and why that is important in our sport. As much as we want to talk about the pit crew or the team or the driver, who's the most valuable, in the end, when the star is the leader, you get the most out of it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting when you talk about who's great and how they become great.
There's a big difference between good and great.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are really good at what they do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, and I would say that we call those people like B players, right? To be an A player, you have to there's a lot of sacrifice that goes into it, and being great and being elite. And you have to understand how to get the most out of your people. And sometimes that's being the bad cop, but sometimes it's being the good cop. But either way, you got to know how to motivate the people around you. And I think right now, that 11 group is pretty motivated. I think the switch between Gabehart to Gale has been probably better than I think even Denny thought it was going to be, because at the beginning of the year, he wasn't really excited. I don't think he wasn't excited about Chris Gale. He just wasn't excited about losing Gabehart, which I wouldn't be excited about losing Gabehart either. But Chris Gale has been able to not skip a beat in the speed in the process.
And I think that in the past, Gabehart was more the leader than Denny.
Yes.
But I think it taught Denny how to be the leader. And now he is the leader of the 11 car, unquestionably. Yep. Like, there's still a balance there between driver, crew chief, but in order to get that process right, I mean, he led them right to the water, and they drank it.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say, we have talked about, too, with Chris Gale, he was always with young, inexperienced drivers. True. Now, this is the first time we've seen him paired with a veteran, so it's interesting to see that dynamic with the two of them.
For sure.
Okay, so we can all agree.
I think we need to, before we get too far, we need to talk about how fast those Toyotas are.
That's just where I was leading you.
I took the words right out of your mouth. That's right.
We can all agree Denny Hamlin and company are on a good pace, but so is Joe Gibbs Racing and the Toyota. Go ahead, Kevin.
Well, they had all four in the top 10.
Yep.
You know, all four Joe Gibbs cars were in the top 10. But Bubba Wallace had a chance to win the race. If he doesn't miss that shift, he had control of the race. And I don't know what happened to the shifter or why it got hung up or whatever the scenario is there. But I think when you look at the 23 car, really fast, Tyler Reddick ran in the top 10. John Hunter Nemechek was in the top 10.
JH and them boys are getting it right now.
But I'm just telling you that the Toyotas came to play.
Yeah.
And
Yes, they
typically
did.
in the past, we've seen the Penske cars be the ones that step up going to the playoffs. The JGR or the Toyotas were already in a position to be fast, but they seem to be the ones that have stepped up to the plate once the playoffs have started.
I think, and I know we're going to talk mainly about playoff drivers, and as we should, because they're the ones fighting for the championship. But the fact that the Legacy Motor Club team is running better and running as well as they are, that is a significant step for Toyota as a group to have another team
Right.
that you can rely on with information. Like I'm sure that it's no coincidence that the 42 is right behind the playoff drivers, and the 43 has been
in the middle of them, really.
right in the middle of them, right in the
Yeah.
mix. So that's a big thing for if you're driving a Toyota, having another reliable team to lean on. That's huge. And then, we said at the beginning of the playoffs, I thought the Briscoe and Bubba were the two most dangerous drivers, two most dangerous
We
teams,
did say that.
and they are not messing around. They're both really like Denny Hamlin.
Yeah.
They're both loose and very comfortable in their process.
And the thing that I liked about Bubba Wallace this weekend was the fact that when he had those issues, it didn't turn into a meltdown.
yeah.
In the past, we would see that maybe have turned into a meltdown on a day like that when you're in position to win the race. It's not all about winning the race. It's important to win the race, but there's going to be things happen, and being able to deal with that mentally and move on to the next goal are the things that you have to learn how to deal with. And with Bubba, you go from thinking you're going to win the race, having control of the race, to treading water to getting a solid finish.
Yep.
And being able to get that solid finish, you look at Blaney, got spun out. You look at Bubba Wallace leading the race. Those are just a couple of examples of guys that rebounded and had a good day, because stuff's going to happen. And it's just not having it be catastrophic.
Yeah.
That is most important.
Yep.
It seems like since Bubba won at Indy, that team has been firing on all cylinders because he's
Yeah.
had 5 top 10s in the last 7.
Yeah. And his crew chief has made a huge, huge difference in just the way that it seems like the team goes about the thing. And really probably the best, they are the best 2311 car. The 45 he still just hasn't got it going. He was in the mix up in the top 10 this week, but never to the level that we expect them to be as far as winning races.
I think from a speed standpoint, just the eye test would tell you that Bubba in that group, the 23 group, is probably the 3rd best Toyota. I mean, like, it's really close with C-Bell. Like, C-Bell, they have speed too, but they're just not, it seems like
they're not as buttoned up.
It's not as connected right now for whatever reason. So obviously they're going to probably try to really lock that in moving into this next round. But it's, the 19, the 11, the 23, those 3 Toyotas are.
And just watching the 19 car, I mean, they had issues this weekend too on pit road and came back and finished second. That shows you
Huge
the strength.
strategy from James Small.
Huge, yeah, but it shows you the strength in that team, and they're getting themselves into this position from just listening and watching the things that they say and do, just purely from hard work. And they've busted their asses to get to this point. And I know everybody thinks that they bust their ass, but those guys have had to work hard in overcoming a new team, new relationship, and put themselves into position to be real contenders. Because you look at a day like yesterday, it could have been a disaster. This is another great example of could have been a disaster. Come back and finish second. It shows you how fast their cars are, and they're mentally capable of competing.
Kev, real quick, I was surprised on that restart with Brad. Brad took the bottom, and then Briscoe took the bottom. So it gave Denny outside. He was starting second on the top. I was surprised that he wanted to get behind him because I felt like he was going to get stuck.
Yeah.
He went down into one, had a plan and took it. They went 3 wide.
Yeah.
So I guess they went 3 wide. Now the 11 got the jump, and that kind of ultimately was the difference. I think Denny was probably going to beat him anyway.
He was.
But it definitely made it to where I was surprised that he decided to restart behind him instead of outside of him.
I think the 6 was obviously hoping for a miracle. Caution comes out, trying to do the fuel mileage thing. But at that point, you've kind of made your bed of what you're going to do. But it seemed like James Small got him back into the race by that 2-tire strategy. And at that point, it was, okay, let's get the best finish. We'll put ourselves in a position to get a top 5 and move on out of here with what could have been an outside of the top 10 day really easily. So I think at that point, the 11 had him beat. In that scenario, he was the car that had superior tires and the track position to go along with that. So 19 did a good job.
We're talking about drivers and teams that finished in the top 5. So too did Ryan Blaney, but it didn't come out without some intrigue as well between him and Kyle Larson. This happened at the tail end of stage 2. They were battling, kind of just, I guess Larson just wrecked him.
Yeah,
and I mean, basically, I don't know how to put this.
There was a lot that had gone on. The 5 had been in position trying to pass the 12 car for a long time. But the one thing I will say is the way that Kyle Larson races is a lot about situations like this. He misjudged in this situation, obviously, by a fair amount, trying to slide up and slide into the, across the back bumper of Blaney. But that's the way Kyle races. There's a lot of times you'll go in a corner and he'll dive it way in there, slide right up to your door, not bang into your door or anything, but he'll freak you out. Some of his strategy is trying to freak you out a little bit to make you think he's going to hit you or whatever the case is. But I really think in this position, knowing how Kyle races, I'm not saying that it's dirty, but he is a guy that's going to try to make you think about being put into a bad position and being able to spook you and make a bad pass. And I think that when we see this move, there were a lot of laps. I don't even know how many laps he was up side by side with him trying to finish that pass on the 12 who was running the high side. But Larson definitely misjudged and spun Blaney out. But there are a lot of times when you'll see him drive in and do a lot of these types of moves in order to try to get you to react. And this time he got him to react. Just counter steer, spin out.
The two
too much.
Yeah, had a conversation after the race. It seemed very civil. Obviously, a lot of respect between the two of them. But Ryan did say that he's going to remember this.
Yeah, right. I mean, Kyle, to Kevin's point, he's trying to get people to flinch because in that situation where they are, if he lifts a little bit or bobbles, he's probably going to get the run that he ultimately needed to make the pass down in 1 and missed it. And, Ryan talking about someone who can melt down sometimes doesn't anymore. Like, since he won the championship, even on the radio, he gets fired up. It's not exactly the same as it used to be. It's kind of controlled. And they bounce back. They
still do a lot better at it.
Yeah. But they bounce back, and you talk about someone leading their team. I think the way that he leads his team and the way Jonathan Hassler, his crew chief, leads the team, I think that they have that championship grit and mettle, and they're not worried about falling back and not being able to come through. They know that they can do it. And they had a talk, and it seemed like Ryan was like, I don't think it was malicious, but he messed up. So now I owe you one. He basically was like, I owe you one. I don't think he's going to blatantly wreck him.
Egregious.
But I think if they're racing tight, especially at maybe the Roval, like a road course type that, and sorry.
I mean, if you put him in the dirt, I mean, that's the way that it goes. But Kyle is definitely one that's going to try to put you in a bad position.
Yeah.
He's going to do everything he can to make you feel uncomfortable. And sometimes it's a slide job and checking up in front of you. Sometimes it's right on your door. Sometimes it's sliding across your back bumper. But I'm with you. I don't think there was anything malicious in this particular instance with the scenario. I think he just missed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to me how Ryan, the respect level, he just will sit there and then just talk to you. And it seems like the guys respect. There's a lot of respect that comes to when you're dealing with the 12. It seems like versus other people, it's a lot of jawing. When Ryan comes up to the other drivers, it seems like there's a lot of understanding and almost like a disappointment.
He's kind of a mild-mannered
Yeah.
human for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, when the
he
helmet's off.
doesn't flip out on people on a regular basis.
It's just interesting.
So do you think
Patiently
that in this instance, does he need to settle the score?
I think he'll do it in his own way if he feels like it's necessary. I think whereas maybe before he would have given him more room, the next couple races he probably won't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not going to put himself in a bad spot just to go out and get the 5. You know what I mean? It's not like a Holsavar situation where people feel like they want to go out of their way. to go get him back.
Well, you're buddies with him. Ask him and report back.
Yeah, give us a report.
Hang on, let me just say, RB, I'm going to text you right now.
Yeah.
So we can agree that it was not a malicious intent there between Larson and Ryan Blaney. So too, I don't think for Josh Berry and Chase Elliott. But Chase did send him into the wall when he was running 15th, back-to-back weeks. Tough for Josh Berry. I hate seeing that.
Yeah, and it looks like, when the 9 goes in, if you judge off the bottom of the racetrack, you see him just get a little wiggle right there going in the corner, and he has to use a half a lane, and unfortunately Josh Berry is right there. So puts the 21 car in a position. You can really see it right here when he just has that little wiggle and has to chase it up. But Josh Berry in a must-win situation going into Bristol. Playoffs definitely haven't started the way that the 21 car would have wanted it to with the mistakes that they made last week with the car and getting on the ground and crashing right off the bat at Darlington, and this week just kind of doing his own thing right there and winds up driver's side into the fence. So it's a tough place on those restarts with the way that the racetrack is so wide, and that's the thing that I loved about the racetrack this weekend is you had options. You could run the bottom, middle, top, and really knowing how bad the cars are behind each other, it gives you an option to be able to move your car around. But the restarts were wild, going in there, and you got to take everything that you can get. And I think that with the 5 and the 9, you just see them trying to press the issue in really tight spaces to be able to try to gain that position, and it just costs somebody else.
We saw that happen a couple times, right? Someone getting into the corner, getting a little free. And I think one thing about that is you're downshifting too. There's a lot of work twice. There's a lot of work that's going on in that section of the racetrack. And then so if the car gets unsettled while you're trying to do that, it's really easy to get free because it's probably when the car's the lightest, I would imagine. At that point.
And I mean, it's a very interesting corner because the straightaways, the corners are so sharp.
Yeah.
And the way that the turn 1 dumps off, from the straightaway into the banking right there. I mean, it naturally, and the 2 downshifts, like you're saying, it naturally is just edgy right there. And we saw that in the situation with the Dillon brothers as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Austin wiped out Ty.
Oh man.
Nothing worse for Richard Childress to have to stand up there and try to navigate that
the family tree.
Not only that, but it was not a great day from a performance standpoint for the RCR cars and Ty and everything. So
friends at DraftKings got on the car. They were like, "Oh, we're here. It's gonna be a good time," and then they just kind of get dumped by the brother.
Austin Dillon, he did collect points in stage 2. I mean, he's not out of the conversation. 11 back right now,
and I really think he's probably. I mean, I don't see, everything that we've seen so far. I don't see the 48 putting together a day that they can go out and win a race. I think they have the speed, but they can't put a day together. Whether it's speeding on pit road, pit stops, just. It seems like anything that can go wrong is going wrong, and it just seems really disorganized currently. But I think that from a point standpoint, I think Austin Dillon, if Austin Cindric has some trouble right there and doesn't get stage points, and Dillon can get some stage points, has the potential to go out and do that. They've run okay at Bristol in the past, but they didn't run well at. They didn't run well at St. Louis, but did get some stage points and make something out of it. And that's all you can ask is just keep yourself in the game.
Just stay in the game.
Stay in the game.
Take your brother out while you're at it.
That's right. Yeah, that sounds expensive for Papa.
Yeah.
It's we were joking. We like the 3-box though. Of RC,
the
2 cars. Like that's entertaining. All right, let's talk about SVG for a moment because he had a 25th place finish. Also went for a spin. What do you make of kind of where he's at right now in the playoffs?
Well, they've actually qualified way better. Yeah. So I think that the oval progression is still there. I think that seeing how he qualified, but he was super aggressive all day and beat his car up a little bit, got himself in a position right here where he got loose and got turned around. But honestly, these are some of the things that he needs to do and see how far he can go with some of these things. You see him get loose, getting in the corner. Byron up against the wall too, but he was really aggressive on all the restarts and all the scenarios using the bumper. And I think those are just things that he hasn't really done in the past. And I think that probably might have been a little too aggressive on some of those restarts, and I think you got to spin the car out, and I think you got to run into a few guys here and there, and now he's experiencing that in the playoffs, and he knows that it's do or die in this first round on the ovals. But 15 out, so I think that it's going to be. It's going to be a tough hill to climb for them. That's on the oval.
Yeah, that's a lot for them. But I think if you look at that and you told everyone that he was only going to be 15 out, you're like, damn, that's pretty respectable for what they're trying to do. I think you're really building for next year. I think they're really looking at
going through these moments.
Yeah, going through these moments is building for next year. So maybe it's a little bit too aggressive right now, but we want to start somewhere closer to this.
Find the middle road
next,
for me.
Yeah, we want to start closer to this next year than easing into it, so we can be further down the road when we get back in the playoffs. Because he's going to be back in the playoffs. Because there's road course. As long as there's road course on the schedule,
but you can see that the speed of the car and his comfort level based upon qualifying is way up.
Yep.
I think they qualified 15th or 16th
right
this
around
weekend. And then last week it was better as well. So I think that seeing that qualifying improve definitely shows you that the comfort level and the cars are getting better on the ovals.
Yes. We're talking about SVG, and kind of leading into that is Connor Zilic. I want to give a shout out to him.
Got to.
The Xfinity Series regular season champion. 9 race wins this year. That's pretty impressive.
It's very impressive. And I think that the biggest detriment to Connor is just his accident. Seems to be a little bit accident prone. He's a little bit accident prone outside of the race car. It's never going to be inside the car. This week he tore up his suit sliding down the hood of the car. Got hooked on a hood pin, ripped the ass out of his suit.
He did that because he was like, there's no way I'm going to get hurt sliding down this. And yet, still something happens.
Yeah.
Something stupid.
So, I mean, Connor's biggest fear is getting hurt exiting the car.
Getting out of the car to win after a win.
About killed the cameraman. Doing his burnout, slid down there and about wiped out the cameraman.
So Sunday night, the late football game was the Bills versus the Ravens.
I thought it was over.
It was a great game.
I turned it off.
So did they, for sure, right? And an NFL meme account on Twitter was like basically saying the Ravens celebrating while they're up, and then they used Connor falling down as the meme, the video
really?
of the meme. Yeah. And Connor's like, I thought we were over this. Like, no, brother, I'm sorry.
That lives forever.
Anytime someone has it, and then it's just, sorry, Rob. It was so funny.
But what an impressive feat, winning his rookie season in history.
Yeah.
I mean, let that sink in. That's quite an achievement.
Kevin, I think the last time we probably seen someone like this was probably Byron's Xfinity season. He had one like this that was kind of similar, and he ended up winning the championship, I think.
I don't know if was it his rookie season?
Yeah, he was 1 year in truck, then 1 year in Xfinity.
Yeah, I mean, really the only thing you can compare him the season that he's having, just outside of the fact that he's a rookie, he's blowing all that away. I think, you're starting to get compared to those great years that Kyle Busch had in the car and all the wins and different things that he was able to accomplish when he was at his prime.
What do you, just real quick, I mean, what do you guys think? Like, if he's the one pushing SVG on the road courses now, I would say he's ahead of SVG on ovals right now.
So, you remember the line in the Days of Thunder movie?
Yeah. Which one? There's a lot of them.
In the beginning, when Rowdy told Cole, "Now, you did a good job, son. Now go get your own team in your own car." That's what it's going to come down to, right? Like, it's going to come down to what kind of team can they put around him? How does it gel? How fast can the cars go? I think that there's going to be a learning curve that goes along with that. But there is a road course early in the season. I think that. I mean, his potential is through the roof.
No idea where it is.
But in the end, it all boils down to how fast can the car go? And that's going to come down to the people that put the cars on the racetrack. And in that situation, even though you have the best driver, you still got to have one of the best teams to get the full potential out of the driver.
You need the team. It takes everybody to get it done.
There it is.
And
that team.
And it takes the team, but you look at Denny Hamlin and Chase Briscoe. They're in there giving the feedback. Now Denny's giving the feedback, Chase is getting the feedback, right? Like, there's two different scenarios. So, you've got a rookie with a lot of potential. Now, who's going to guide him to get the right information out of him? And I think that's going to be the tricky part, because now it's a game of crumbs.
Right now, it's Darian Grubb has been the crew chief when they've run that extra car, I think, and which Darian obviously has worked with the best, like literally the best.
But I mean, look at
drivers
Watkins
that we've
Glen.
had.
I mean, he was a mid-pack car,
Right.
In practice and qualifying. That's my point, right?
Yeah.
Like Watkins Glen is his best racetrack from a road course standpoint, it seems. And when it's not right, you're mid-pack, and that's the best you're going to do in Cup, unless it's all right. I mean, the best drivers with the best cars have to have the best people, and then they all compete together. And sometimes the best driver doesn't get the best people, and it's an uphill battle.
I think it's an underestimated fact that when you add another car, it really takes a lot. Like the amount of work that it takes for that car to be slightly as quick as your main cars.
Yeah.
That's why Jimmy isn't racing as much, because he felt like it was taking away from the two cars that need to be running the best.
True.
And it looks like he was right.
Yeah. And I think when you look at yesterday for the Trackhouse team in general, Ross ran okay at the beginning of the race, and then they all kind of migrated to the middle of the pack. Daniel got wrecked.
Yeah.
But I think that is just going to be the key to the puzzle. We've seen a lot of things changing at Trackhouse. I think that some of that is the anticipation of making sure that they get that 3-car dynamic correct. So they've got the drivers that they want with Ross. He can grind out any race when his vehicle is up to snuff. And I think that the difference between Ross and SVG and Connor and Daniel is he can grind it out and get a finish out of an average car.
Yeah.
I mean, Connor's got a lot to learn.
Yeah.
So in the end, it's just going to be about how fast can they make the car go.
It'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting, to see how Connor Zillage progresses in the Cup side. But for now, his sights are set, obviously, on the Xfinity Series and getting a championship there. We are moving on now to Bristol, a very cool venue on the circuit, for an elimination race. This is going to be exciting. It's a Saturday night race.
Saturday night, baby.
Under the lights.
Saturday night. Let's talk about this.
Oh, I didn't get very far.
Listen. Why do we ever race on a Saturday night? It makes no sense.
It doesn't?
No, zero. Makes zero sense.
Why does it make zero sense?
Well, just look at the TV ratings when you get done. I know it's football season, but the TV ratings are historically completely well known by everybody in the industry that it does not score ever, 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 ever on a Saturday night. Ever.
How long has this race been on a Saturday night? Since the 90s? Early 90s?
I don't know.
Since Earnhardt dumped Terry Labonte?
Yeah,
like that?
but still, I mean, we went from Saturday to Sunday at Richmond, TV numbers go up. We go from Sunday to Saturday, crowd goes up. I'm more concerned about the TV ratings than I am how many people are sitting in the grandstands, because that's what makes it go around. So no NASCAR race should ever not be on a Sunday.
You think they all should be on Sunday?
Every one of them should be on a Sunday.
So if we move to Sunday, do you think we should move the time slot?
Yeah, just run it Sunday afternoon.
Sunday earlier.
Yeah, the Bristol night race is forever not there. It's not in August. It's we're in the middle of September now.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? It's a playoff race.
I understand
as
what
I
you're
spit
saying.
everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a playoff race.
Fired up over here.
Yeah,
It's
a playoff race that got moved to September. It's not the Bristol night race anymore.
No, I understand. Now I understand
yeah.
your with that mindset. Now I get where you're at.
As I go back and I look at the Richmond TV ratings, they know it doesn't score on Saturday night. It's a dumb move.
So maybe we should just flip it.
They should all be Sunday.
Oh, just leave them all Sunday.
They all should be Sunday.
For every race or playoffs?
Every race.
Every race. Okay.
Kevin thinks that we should.
There's no Saturday night racing in the history of NASCAR since the Bristol night races that has scored well in the last 5 years.
Sounds like we have an item for the Dunn committee here. We haven't had one in a couple weeks.
That's right.
The interesting part about that, I think, is the dynamic of the teams, and if they want that.
Don't care what the teams want.
See?
Yeah.
So that's
I don't care what anybody wants. Sunday races rate better than Saturday.
hey,
There you go.
listen, he's not wrong. The numbers
He's
the
not
numbers
The
wrong.
numbers don't
Which is-
lie.
The numbers don't
why
lie.
Why do we keep going back and doing dumb shit?
I love night racing, but the numbers
I
don't
like
lie.
night racing. Look, you can't make it on a Sunday night during football season.
Yeah. And Sunday nights are tough.
Yeah.
Sunday nights are tough anyway, even if you're watching it from the TV, it's tough.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for now, it is a Saturday
Got me
race.
fired up.
I'm sorry to say. But
Damn it, Saturday.
what are these teams in for with this racetrack? You know, you've obviously a ton of experience
You gotta
there.
struggle with the night.
You
Yeah. Well,
see your glasses.
I think that the Bristol night race always seems to have a little more flair to it than the spring race, just because it's Bristol night race. It should be the Bristol day race, but it's a racetrack where we can see them go 150, 200 laps, whatever the length of the whole stage is under green, or we can have 15, 20 cautions. So you don't really ever know. But it seems like this race has a lot more potential to have crashes and things go wrong than the other races. But it's an intense place. You're going to see both grooves open up. They're going to do everything they can to keep it on the bottom as long as they can with the track treatment and everything that they put into it. So, but got the 48, you've got the 3, you've got the 88. You've got a lot of guys that the agendas are drastically different for this weekend. Josh Berry has to win. 48 has to win. I mean, there's a lot of guys in a must-win situation. All the rest of them that aren't in the playoffs don't give a shit either. They just want to go out and put themselves in position to try to save their season and win a race. So yeah, it's a tough race with a lot of different agendas this time of year.
Do you which configuration? I guess configuration might not be the right word, but when the groove was slammed around the bottom,
Yeah.
versus now we have two defined grooves for the most part. Which
It's too perfect now.
yeah.
I think
which do you
I
like?
think that old Bristol was better because you really only had one option.
Yep.
And that
agree.
was run the bottom of the racetrack, and if you were going to pass them, you had to move them.
Yep. And it took a skill to do that.
Yeah, and not wreck them.
And not wreck 'em, yeah.
You know, I think if you go back and look at it, they probably wouldn't do what they did to the track.
Yeah.
And make it the way that it is. But I mean, it's a perfect racetrack because you can run the dead bottom, you can run the top of the racetrack. But it's I think we've all learned that in this day and age, we don't want perfect.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We can all.
As a driver, it's because you can do whatever you want and you can slide job, and it's probably one of the most fun tracks to go and run around, I would imagine. But from what we know about Bristol, we're like, that's not exactly.
And I think that this track in general for this particular car has become a little bit tougher to race on because of the aerodynamic piece of what the short track racing is. So it's I think it has the potential to get ugly. It has the potential to be clean. You just never know how all these guys are going to wake up.
Do you know what we're getting for tires this week?
Round ones.
Yeah. Are they
Round
soft?
ones.
Round ones.
There
Soft.
you go.
Little softer tire.
Little softer one?
Little softer tire. And I think that when you add those new elements in, the best race that we've seen at Bristol in the last in a long time was when the tires wore all the way
Big
out.
accident.
Yeah. And the big accident
Turned into one of the best accidents.
that turned into
accident.
one of the best races that we've ever seen at Bristol in this configuration. So hopefully it's not all the way there, but pretty close.
Yeah.
So the new tire element could turn this whole thing upside down, and all these conversations that we're having are out the window because now you have some sort of tire conservation piece of it or something that pops in. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Hopefully, we're all hoping for that. Do you think the 4 that are below the line stay there?
I do. I don't think it
Okay.
changes.
Okay.
Say?
Do you need me to remind you?
No, I know who's there. I think the only one that might change is the 3 on points. I agree with Kev. Even if the 48 has the speed,
Yeah.
they got
it's
to
a
put
pole
together
again.
a perfect day, and it just seems like even when it's good,
There's going to be a
It
lot of
falls
pressure.
apart.
There's going to be
lot
a
of
lot of
pressure.
pressure on that team.
Yeah.
You know, if they get eliminated in this first round of the playoffs with all the chatter and everything that's happened in the past, it's going to be interesting.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
It won't be a sleepy race at all. I promise you that. It won't be that.
That's right.
Yeah, we do not want a sleepy race. We don't need anyone sleeping on us. Okay, well, we look forward to it because it's going to be exciting. You're also doing the truck race.
I am doing the
this
truck
week.
race.
Hey.
Yeah.
So am I on pit road.
Hey.
Thursday night.
Who's your booth mate? Do you know? Do you recall?
I don't know.
I don't think he knows
I
yet.
think it's Logano.
Oh, okay, it's
Yeah, I think
Joey.
Joey's in the booth.
Oh, that'll be awesome. That'll be good.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had any run-ins at Bristol? I don't think. Yeah.
Probably.
Well,
I did spin him out one time.
Okay, you guys can talk about
I did
that.
spin him out one time. He was chopping me. He was chopping and chopping and chopping and chopping, and we were coming to the checkers, so I just wiped him out.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, that happens.
Wasn't the only time.
Yeah.
I
Just
mean,
have a wipeout.
It was just one of those moments in the Logano Harvick
Yeah.
saga
Era.
that we worked through.
Can
It
you
just took a
please-
while.
Can you please bring the shirt?
Which
that
one?
The I wear the she
Fire?
what is it? She wears a
Oh,
fire.
I
wear the
the
fire suit. Yeah, will you bring that shirt and give it to him?
He has them.
I know, but I just want you to give him.
That was one of the great parts about my retirement year. That was one of the fun weekends that we did.
Yeah.
And I actually went
Pocono.
to Joey and I was like, hey, we want to do this. Would you be cool with this? And he played right along and fell right in. And Joey and I actually became pretty good friends as we got towards the end of my career and worked through all the nonsense that we went through in the beginning. It was fun to watch, I assume, but Joey's just he's a good dude.
He is.
He works hard.
Yeah.
He's very vested in all things racing. Works hard off the racetrack from a business standpoint. So it's fun.
It'll be very fun having the two of you in the booth. Make sure you don't miss that Craftsman Truck Series race on FS1. Okay, it is time now.
It is
to perk up.
Hey,
Yeah.
I thought the show was over.
no,
I thought this segment got canceled.
no. This is,
Should get canceled.
ladies and gentlemen, this is your favorite segment of the show, Mamba's Social Sips. We're actively looking for a partner to make this even bigger.
I thought
Like
we
what do you
changed
want,
this.
alcohol
What?
partner
What do you-
or what?
Yeah.
I thought it
think
was Slappy's social sip.
No, that's just what you in your mind.
It
We
did
changed it
change
in your
for
mind.
one show,
It
it
changed
said
for about
Slappy.
half a second, and I'm glad that Tyler has the right title on the bottom right here.
Yes.
All right, let's-
Slapstick. What could we sell? What if we renamed it Slapstick Social?
Harvey.
if
or
that's
Harv
what, if
and
that's
Slappy.
listen, if that's
Yeah.
what gets us a partner on this part,
I got to
then I'm
find
cool.
something that sells something that maybe there's like a Slappy's tequila or
Slappy's
You know, I'm-
or
tequila.
slapstick jerky or something.
Maybe the 10 runner whiskey that RB just.
Oh,
dropped.
there you go.
Maybe 10
That is
runner.
pretty
That'd
cool,
be
by the
pretty
way.
cool.
what?
That's- he
Ryan
launched
just
a
dropped.
whiskey.
He launched a whiskey.
No,
10 runner.
That's not fun. We need something called slapsticks.
Oh, something called slapsticks.
Yeah.
You're a slapstick. Hey, just
That's not
fucking
funny.
just sit over there.
Did
and
you
be all
say
right.
bucket? What'd you say?
I said just sit over there. You'll be all right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, this past week, Erica Enders, who's one of the goats in the motorsport space, NHRA Pro Stock, like 5-time champion, got her 50th career win.
Big
Winner.
number.
It was
Wow.
and this, which is super cool because this team they've been struggling a little bit throughout this year, facing an uphill battle that I think typically you wouldn't see from someone. You can tell how excited they
The
are.
elation, yeah.
Because that was also the U.S. Nationals.
Very
That was,
cool.
it was a big race. So shout out to her.
Well
I
done.
always loved that Disney Channel movie about her and her sister.
I didn't see that one either.
Yeah, it was, your kids probably know about it. You can stream it right now. It's really cool. I forget what it was called, but it was basically their story of how they got to where they're
neat.
at in NHRA. So all the trials and tribulations. It was cool.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it is cute. 50
Yeah.
wins.
Yeah.
Shout out, GOAT. Another racing space, but this is completely different.
Very.
Austin Cindric announced this week that he's going to across the pond, way across the
Way
pond,
across it, yeah.
the land down under to race during the off season. Let's see what Austin has to say.
Hey Supercars fans, it's Austin Cindric. Can't wait to be joining the Supercars grid this November at the finale weekend in Adelaide. Can't thank everyone from Ford Performance, Tickford Racing, the SA Motorsport Board, and Supercars for putting together this awesome wildcard opportunity. And my talking points here say I'm ready to give it a red hot crack. I'll see y'all there.
A red hot crack.
Red hot crack.
So
Talking
I'm always worried with the red hot crack.
Yeah,
that
put
normal?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think y'all got to put some baby powder in there or something. I don't know what you're supposed to do with that. But it's,
Are you sure?
I don't know. I don't have that
Red hot
issue.
crack.
Mine's always just tannish. But anyway, it's huge for them because Austin, like the Team Penske group, they don't usually let their drivers go off and do stuff.
Yeah,
like
they
this.
really
so I think
don't.
This is really cool.
So that'll be something different. You said you always wanted to do
I always
this.
wanted to go over and run one of the supercar races. Just
Seems like you could.
they look like
Yeah.
good cars. That ship sailed for me. Yeah.
Why not?
Because he can't even beat the 13-year-old anymore.
I
so.
mean, I can't even beat the 13-year-old. And could you imagine me trying to shift left-handed at this age?
no. Oh, yeah. No.
What, is it on the wheel? Yeah.
No, I
Is
don't
it
think
all
so.
over
I
here?
think it's all
It's a
over there.
sequential, but you got to shift with your left hand.
We have a mailbag question, y'all. We always love when the closers tag in for these. Let's see. Why do even elite teams like Hendrick sometimes struggle at specific tracks like St. Louis? Despite the resources and data, why hasn't Kyle Busch been able to turn things around? What say you, GOAT?
Well, Kyle Busch turns things around almost weekly, unfortunately.
He's talking about the spin last
Had a
week.
little spin again this week.
Yeah.
And I think that, the Kyle Busch question it's going to be tough. I think their cars are just off. I think that Kyle, being Kyle, wants to push it faster or further and make things try to go faster. And when you do that in this car, you spin out. He's in a tough spot right now with where the cars are performing, and it seems like he goes overboard almost on a weekly basis. With the spin outs and things that have happened, because there's no cushion there, and you can't make the thing do more than it'll do, and that's hard because he's not been programmed that way for his whole career. I think that when you look at the Hendrick piece of it struggling at St. Louis, I think they had pretty fast cars. The 9 and the 5 were pretty fast. I think that data and those resources we talked about it last week. We thought they were going to be not competitive, and this week they were very competitive. And it's the first time that we've seen the speed out of those cars that we expect, and at a racetrack where the results in the past haven't really been very good. So I think that there was, in my opinion, a sign of hope. But I think that as an organization, you get good at certain types of tracks, but it seems to rotate as you go through the years.
Little things will change.
Little things will change, and all of a
sudden,
sudden, the package that you like with the soft rear springs or the stiff rear springs or certain type of shocks doesn't work at those tracks, and it doesn't really fall into the path that you've been chasing to get those things to work well on those styles of racetracks. And St. Louis it's a different track. It's not like it's a Loudon or Richmond. It's a very unique racetrack with the length of the straightaways and the braking and all the things that go with it. So it's not uncommon,
right?
For those things to happen within an organization. But I do think that the one that's making the most grip right now is going the fastest.
Yeah. Shout out Miss Michelle Johnson with that one. I think too, Kevin, the one thing that changes a lot that you don't think about, well, I mean the teams do, but we don't watching, is the aero part. As you're working on different parts of the car, well, we adjusted this and now this.
Aero's always king.
The
cars that make the most grip run the fastest. And that all comes from the aero group and the parts and pieces and maximizing the floorboards and the body panels and everything that can make that much more grip, and stacking them up times 10 all of a sudden becomes an advantage. And I think that's where, that to me is where the speed changes come in cars. And when you see a situation like you see with the Gibbs cars and the Toyotas right now, it's just an overall grip enhancement. Sometimes it might come with a small horsepower piece that goes with it. So put all those pieces together and you see what we've seen at the start of the playoffs. The Toyotas are the fastest cars.
JGR.
Thank you, closers. Appreciate y'all.
There you go.
That's your
thanks, Slappy.
Mamba's social
Social
sense.
Yeah.
Old slapstick.
Old Slappy's. Slappy's pick.
We can get you like an Elmer's glue if we call it. We can be like slapsticks, social sips presented by Elmer's.
Can we calm down, Grandpa? Calm down.
You don't even know what Elmer's glue is.
No one uses that anymore.
No, yes, they do. Now they're glue sticks.
Glue sticks. Yeah.
Hey, you don't have any kids, so we've seen the evolution.
I don't
here
think
of,
I have
big
glue sticks.
glue
but
stick
I
gal.
think
Yeah.
Oh, slapsticks.
You don't want a glue sponsor?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
He was looking for booze, I think was the key. Was
You can't get picky
hope there.
when you're looking in the sponsor category.
Hey, you can be a little picky.
No.
That could be a whole show in itself.
Yeah.
The sponsor landscape.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario, new customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gambling resources, see dkng.co/audio. NASCAR is not responsible for this promotion and used under license.
Okay, Kevin, before we get into our picks for this week, let's take a look at the best bet of the weekend, courtesy of DraftKings.
Denny Hamlin, plus 450 this week. So, not over the top, but still could have made some decent money off of Denny Hamlin going taking the checkered flag.
Finishes the last 2 years there.
Yeah, I mean
So,
he's run well. So it's definitely interesting to see how those odds are set. But take the checkered flag with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Harvick. That's code Harvick for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Yeah,
I like it.
Let's go.
I did not know.
About time.
I know. I got so.
Wait, who got you that one?
So Piper's still,
She's slow.
manufacturing
Yeah.
my real one. But while I was on the Virgin Voyager cruise, they gave me one during one of the party nights. I'm like, oh, that's coming home.
That came all the way from the cruise.
Don't tell me you were dressed in like some sort of
Toga?
white toga.
No, that was Halloween a few years ago.
Okay. I meant on the cruise.
Yeah.
What
No.
were you dressed up as?
On the cruise?
Yeah.
I was just looking good, Kev. When I
He had
stepped
a
out, I was
stylist
looking
help him
good.
with the
Okay.
Had
fits.
a couple buttons down, letting the chain
No, you
gang
didn't
hang
keep the
out.
top button?
No.
Are you a hairy-chested kind of guy?
I'm not. I'm like in the middle. I almost
It has
need
a
to
whole
like.
tattoo, right?
Yeah.
Your
Well,
dress?
it goes over here, but I almost
Oh.
need to just like.
Big tat guy.
Tat guy.
Yeah.
You got a
I'm
tat?
tatted. No.
No, no tat.
Is he tatted?
Oh man, I'd be mad.
You'd
Yeah.
be mad?
Yeah, I mean,
What if I beat you in our little points thing for our show
He
here?
is never going to get a tattoo.
Yeah.
that's not gonna
Okay.
happen.
That one.
It was worth it.
Good try,
Worth the
though.
ask. Worth the
Yeah.
ask.
What would I tattoo? Like just put slapstick on my.
No, you just gotta
butt
put my
cheek?
face on your butt cheek.
Tyler's telling me to move on to the burnout. I think he's sick of this conversation. All right, let's take a look at it. Denny Hamlin, he took his time with this one. And we know he does listen to the show, so maybe he was hoping that he could
Well,
get
it wasn't
some high
going good
marks.
right here. You see the front tires are locked up, back wheels are spinning. So he's gonna have to reset. He realizes that the front tires are not moving. So I don't know if we made some adjustments. I should have asked him about this. We had a good victory lap interview, but from that point forward, after we do this burnout in a circle here, burnout turns pretty good. He gets the wheels spinning right there.
Big smoke.
Goes on for
yeah.
quite some time. So I was pretty impressed with this burnout. So we're gonna give it high remarks here. I'd say somewhere bottom of the top 5.
There you go.
Bottom of the
All
top.
right.
Yeah, because so realistically, this is like a miniature SVG one because
Yeah.
SVG would have been high fiving.
Five
You know what I mean? So
crew,
just
yeah.
the added little elements.
It was just the burnout.
Yeah.
No added elements.
added
It's like we're looking. I don't know how we score gymnastics, but I guess you're looking for those little details
the
that go
details.
along with it.
Choreography.
Yeah.
All in the
Yeah.
detail.
How far your toes were spread apart, or
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I just made that up.
Okay, I can tell. 'cause
Sounded good.
I can tell that you don't watch gymnastics at all because I don't think that's a thing.
Well,
Toe
yeah.
spread.
spread.
extra 0.2
Yeah,
points.
it's 0.2.
Yeah, 2
That's about what my score is right now
Two
in the
tenths?
picks. Point.
Oh,
Yeah, you suck.
Yes,
You got
I
2
am
points.
aware. Let's see. Kevin got +6 for picking Ryan Blaney. The two of you both picked Ryan, so you gained.
Yeah, he's
I
a-
picked Tyler Reddick, which I truly believed in. I don't know what
I
happened.
think
Yeah.
you truly believe in all your picks.
I want the
Do you put
best
any
for
thought into
everybody.
them, or do you just kind of
I actually do. That's
really?
what
You go back
sucks.
and look at some old stats and things like
I
that.
do. You know me. Of
You need
course,
to throw
I
those.
look at stats.
You need to throw those Reddick stats away.
I think she just needs to change her method on how she
Methodology?
picks. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your pick this week?
Yeah.
It was Joey Logano.
You're gonna pick Joey Logano?
I am.
Okay.
Brittany Logano told me never to count out Joey Logano.
Oh, I agree, but
I would
don't
never
think he's
count him
gonna
out.
win.
But to win Bristol, I don't know if that's.
I would love
Who
to
are you
just be
going
right
with?
once.
I'm not picking first.
Oh, you're not?
No, you're in second, so
Okay,
I have
cool.
to pick last.
Okay, cool. I think we're gonna get our first winner from outside of the playoffs. I think
Oh.
he is gonna get his first win of his Cup Series career. Give me 54. Ty Gibbs.
Interesting.
That's an interesting pick.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, and
Non-playoff guy.
I think you guys left all the winners on the table there. So.
Larson and Hamlin.
Yeah,
Which one are you going with, Larson or
or
Hamlin?
Bell.
Yeah, okay. Which
I
one
mean,
are you
I
going
think that the 5 popped up last week with some speed that I hadn't seen, and Bristol has always been his place.
with? Really good there.
So I'm gonna go with Larson.
Let the diffuser flap stay down.
It's
That's
hard,
right.
like
Up.
Up.
Yeah,
That's what I meant.
Yeah. The Larson thing, it's hard not to go with him with how dominant he was
Yeah.
there in the spring.
Last couple.
The last couple. And Denny's been really good there throughout his career. So I'm just like it's time for Ty to get a win. There's one on the schedule right now.
Those cars are fast. I mean, he
Fast
finished all 4 of those JGR cars were in the top 10 last week. He finished 10th.
This is
So.
Gabe Hart's favorite racetrack, and obviously he's been a little bit more entrenched with what's going on.
Very much entrenched. Gay part.
Well, it'll be interesting. I think I'm gaining points this week.
I don't think you are.
Tell us about your Thursday interview.
Well, we had our friend Rodney Childers back
All
to get
right.
an update.
Friend of the show.
We've seen a lot of his comments on social media, and it's that time of year where people are starting to look around. To try to make their situations better. So it'll be interesting to see where he lands. But I just wanted to see where his head is, talk about late model racing, talk about what he's been doing and what this time has been like with him. So it was an interesting conversation.
Look forward to that. I always liked him.
I truly believe, I tweeted this out over the weekend.
I saw your tweet. That was nice.
Yeah.
It's X.
Well,
What do you call an X? What do you call an X post?
Exactly. It's an X post. That's why I like
I guess
tweets
it's
better.
just yeah.
I truly believe if you were if you were a Xfinity or like a truck team, because those are the type of cars I think Rodney loved the most, like our last generation of car, to not ask him to come in and try to give you a good, honest opinion of where your organization is and help with some processes to make
Like a competition director.
Not even
role.
that, just like as a consultant.
Yeah, but what does that get you?
I don't know what it gets.
Well, I mean, for him personally, what would that get you?
I'm not sure. It depends on the deal you make, right? Like in my brain, you have more freedom. You get to still be a part of a process.
Yeah.
But like, you're not married to anything, but you're married to making things
I
better.
think that if you're going to cup race, you're going to have to get into it.
Oh yeah, if you're going to cup race.
If you're going to cup race, you're going to have to get into it immediately.
Yeah.
And move forward with that, because it just, the progression of the garage and the way that all the information flows and how fast everything changes, it'll leave you quickly if you don't stay involved in it on a weekly basis.
Do you think that'd be a good pairing with Connor Zilich?
I think that the experience and youth would definitely be an interesting pairing. I think that somebody like Brad Keselowski, I mean, they're going to have to look at changing that team around. In my opinion, I think they got to run better. I don't know if it's engineers or crew chief, who knows, but I think that when you look at teams that need a change, I think you look at the 6 and you look at the 48 and you look at the Zilich situation. You can make a long list of the 41 car. I mean, there's a long list. Half the garage needs to make a change. But when you got a guy that's won a championship and been there, done that, it's just a matter of who is going to make a change.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait.
You have
real quick.
another note.
Yeah, I have a little
Yeah.
note. Was it? Hey, closers, the world, make your picks. We have our QR code. There's a link. Go to it. Come try to beat. I mean,
Kevin.
Don't you have to try to beat Caitlin? I think
It's-
that
yeah,
would be
apparently
pretty
quite
easy.
easy.
But you can try to beat me and Kevin. One of us is gonna win this whole thing.
I think we
but
should
you
give
can
something
try.
away.
Okay.
What do you think?
We should start coming up with a prize or something something to give away for
Yes.
Like weekly or just at the end of this thing?
maybe, I don't know.
You have a lot of stuff.
Weekly. I think
yeah.
weekly.
Yeah, scan the QR code, or there is a link in the podcast description for you to get in on the action and submit your picks for the weekend. All right.
You can wear them or tie them.
You wear them
one
more
or the
time.
other.
There
or
you
just
go.
frame them.
Yeah, frame them.
That's
Cool
worthy of a
picture.
frame, my friend. Okay.
Thanks for your shoes.
You're
Does
welcome.
it for us here. All right. Make sure you keep subscribing on YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. Leave 5-star review. Send in fan questions, and make sure you select your race picks as well. We'll see you guys after Bristol.